She was 57 years old. She had never spent a single day of her adult life unable to move. Then one Tuesday morning in Wichita, Kansas, she fell down her own staircase, and a doctor told her she may never walk normally again. If you have ever been told what you cannot do, stay with Ruth's story, because what happened next took everyone by surprise, including her. Every morning in Wichita, Kansas, a woman named Ruth laces up her walking shoes before sunrise. She walks 2 miles every single day. Rain, wind, Kansas winter, it does not matter. She is 57 years old. Auburn hair, hazel eyes, the kind of woman who fixes things herself and never asks twice. Her neighbors know her as the one with the best garden on the street. Her daughter calls her every Sunday without fail. 3 years ago, Ruth could not walk to her own mailbox. It happened on a Tuesday. She missed a step at the top of her staircase. 1 second she was reaching for the light switch, the next she was at the bottom. Her hip took the impact. The damage was severe. In the hospital, her orthopedic surgeon delivered the news carefully. He said, "Ruth, given your bone density and the extent of the injury, full recovery is unlikely. You will probably need a walking aid permanently." She looked at him for a long moment. Then she said, "With respect, I disagree." But the weeks that followed were harder than anything Ruth had prepared herself for. The pain was constant. Getting from the bed to the bathroom was a 20-minute ordeal. She, who had never asked anyone for help, was entirely dependent on her daughter Lauren for everything. Most days she cried, not from the pain, from the fear that the doctor was right. Here's what nobody tells you about a serious fall after 50. It's not just physical. It attacks your confidence, your identity, your sense of who you are. Ruth had always been the strong one, the capable one, the one who showed up. Suddenly, she was none of those things. The turning point did not come from a doctor or a therapy session. It came from her neighbor, Barbara, 73 years old, who knocked on Ruth's door one afternoon with a casserole and a walking frame. Barbara had broken her pelvis 2 years earlier. She had been told similar things by similar doctors. She walked in, put the casserole on the counter, and said, "Ruth, you are going to hate the next 6 months, and then you're going to be fine." That was it. No inspirational speech, no promises, just the voice of someone who had been there and come out the other side. Ruth started physical therapy the following Monday. She hated it. Every session hurt. Progress was measured in inches, literally 2 inches further down the hallway this week than last week. She kept a notebook, every small win written down in her handwriting. First time she made it to the kitchen alone. First time she walked to the front door. First time she stepped outside. Her daughter Lauren drove 40 minutes every weekend to walk beside her, slowly, around the block, however far Ruth could manage. Some days that was to the end of the driveway and back. It was enough. 4 months after the fall, Ruth walked unassisted to her mailbox. She stood there for a moment in the Kansas morning air. Then she walked back. Then she walked to the mailbox again. Her surgeon called it remarkable. Ruth called it Tuesday. Today, Ruth walks 2 miles every morning before the sun is fully up. She does light resistance training 3 times a week, something she never did before the fall. She sleeps better, eats more carefully, and pays attention to her body in ways she never thought to before. She is stronger at 57 than she was at 54. The fall did not take her independence, it rebuilt it from the ground up. Last spring, Barbara joined Ruth for her morning walks. 2 women, different ages, same quiet determination. They do not talk much, they just walk. Sometimes that is the whole point. If your doctor has told you what you cannot do, if a fall, an injury, or a diagnosis has made you feel like the capable version of yourself is gone forever, Ruth's story has one thing to say to you. The doctor sees your x-ray. He does not see your determination. Show up tomorrow. Take the next small step. That is all recovery ever asks.